Hello everyone, welcome to Optimal Frequency. I'm Grant. Lots of stuff going on this weekend. Happy Father's Day to everyone. I know it's that was yesterday, but hope everyone had a good day. I got a call from both my kids. That doesn't always happen. You can see I got my ears lowered by the wife again, so got a nice haircut. What else is going on? Oh, I saw the day before, Saturday, my wife and I went down to the Tim Hortons here in Lively where we live, and a buddy of mine, actually, for those of you that watch the channel, and you know Jim comes through all the time, my friend that was killed when I was in my early 20s, he's taken over my spirit team on the other side. They tell me to ask for him all the time. He's in charge. Well, his brother Tim, haven't seen him in over 5 years. He came down to Lively where we live, and we had a coffee down at the coffee shop, so it was really great to see him. Haven't seen him, like I say, in 5 years, so that was pretty awesome. We have had 4 or 5 more showings of our house here, people coming through and looking at the house. No offers recently. I think she said there's going to be a couple more offers coming in, so playing that by ear. Whenever they call, I don't get much notice, and then you get out of the house, take the dog with you, bugger off for an hour. So I hate that, I really do. Cuts into your week, cuts into your day, but it's what you got to do, I guess, to sell your home. So lots of stuff still going on. I'm going to try and do a session at the sink this morning. And what I want to talk about is something that a viewer posted to me. Look at that. Did you see that? That was a weird light. I'll rewind that and show you. I just happened to look on the screen and see that. I'm going to try and do a session at the sink this morning. And what I want to talk about is something that a viewer posted to me. Look at that. Very odd. Weird. It's been a while since I saw an orb that was that good. So what I want to do a video today is something that a person on YouTube sent to me last week about the Chronovisor, which was kind of a neat story. Apparently this machine was invented in the 60s where these priests could view and listen to the past, anything they wanted. And it kind of seemed to really fall in line with what I was saying about the spirits' voices and what we've been doing here at the sink ever since I made this discovery. So yeah, I'm going to delve into that, do a session of that, and ask Jim a couple questions as well. So stay tuned for that. Okay, got my questions. Heading upstairs. It's raining pretty good out. Good morning, spirits. Can you talk on the rain? Okay, well, I'm going to close that just so it doesn't interfere with our session. Maybe we'd have better results with the rain, I don't know. But I'll stick with the sugar bowl for now. Good morning, spirits. Okay, I talked to my team earlier when I did my prayer downstairs. Sent a message out there, talked to Jim. What was was that anomaly on my computer screen earlier on the web camera? Why was that spirit showing himself on the web camera? Who was that spirit? Does that spirit have a message for me? The tap just moved about an inch. The tap moved from the outside. I had it aimed at the outside of the sugar bowl, and it moved back in. Did you move that tap? If so, why? I just moved it back. Hopefully that doesn't. Hopefully it still works okay. Jim, were you with me 2 days ago when we were with Tim down at the coffee shop? I wanted to ask Jim, so if you are in charge of my team on that side, are you also in charge of Tim's team? You were his brother here in our reality, and then you died, and you go over, and then you become my spirit guide?
The Chronovisor, described by Father Francois Brune in his 2002 book, The Vatican's New Mystery, was allegedly a functional time viewer. Brune is the author of several books on the paranormal and religion. In the book, Brune relates that the Chronovisor was built by Pellegrino Ernetti, 1925 to 1994, an Italian priest and scientist. In the early 1960s, Ernetti began to study the writings of Francois Brune, himself a Roman Catholic priest and author. Ernetti allegedly ended up helping Brune construct the machine as members of a team which included 12 world-famous scientists. He identified two of them as Enrico Fermi and Werner von Braun. The Chronovisor was described as a large cabinet with a cathode ray tube for viewing the received events and a series of buttons, levers, and other controls for selecting the time and the location to be viewed. It could also locate and track specific individuals. According to its inventor, it worked by receiving, decoding, and reproducing the electromagnetic radiation left behind from past events. It could also pick up the audio component or sound waves emitted by these same events.
Okay, so I want to ask about the Chronovisor today, and I asked earlier if Father Pellegrino Ernetti could speak to us. Can we please speak to him through this water method? Father Ernetti, did you really have a functional machine in which you could view the events of the past? What was the name of this machine? Who built this machine? What was the greatest event you ever witnessed on that machine?
Ernetti lacked hard evidence for his claims. He said that he had observed, among other historical events, Christ's crucifixion and photographed it as well. A potential copy of this image appeared in the 2nd of May 1972 issue of La Domenica del Corriere, an Italian weekly news magazine. A near-identical mirror image photograph, however, of a wood carving by the sculptor Lorenzo Coule Valera turned up and succeeded in casting doubt upon the Ernetti's statement. Using the chronovisor, Ernetti said that he had witnessed, among other scenes, a performance in Rome in 169 BC of the lost tragedy Thyestes by the father of Latin poetry, Quintus Ennius. As provided by an anonymous relative of Father Ernetti, there was a deathbed confession included in the U.S. edition of that play that Ernetti had written the text of the play himself and that the photo of Christ was indeed a lie. According to the same source, however, Ernetti also confirmed that the machine was genuinely functional. Brun, however, does not believe Ernetti's confession and is convinced that the authorities had coerced Ernetti into making a false confession. The alleged existence of the chronovisor has fueled a whole series of conspiracy theories, such as that the device was seized and is actually used by the Vatican or by those who secretly control governments and their economies all around the world.
The picture of Jesus Christ in the 1972 edition of the Italian magazine, was that a real photograph that you took after witnessing the events with your chronovisor? Can we duplicate this technology today? The technology of the chronovisor, could I build one today? If I had the correct help, I guess. Does the Vatican still use this viewer to this day? Do they use that viewer to control events? Is there proof out there somewhere, like is there other photographs that you took, Father Ernetti? Do those photographs still exist of other events that you witnessed? Do you have a message for us on this topic, Father Ernetti? Thank you for coming through if you did. Do the other spirits have a message for me today? Do the spirits have a message for our viewers today? If so, please say the name of the viewer you want to talk to and then relay the message. All right, thank you, spirits, for coming through. Love, peace, joy, and adventure to you. Let's spread the love. I hope you have a great day, or whatever time frame you use, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for coming through and answering our questions.